You know, as you sit here, breathing comfortably, noticing how your body begins to relax, I want you to think for a moment about something powerful, the way influence works. Influence is everywhere, and yet it's so subtle. It can easily go unnoticed, like a soft breeze on a warm summer's day. And just as you feel the warmth of the sun, you can also begin to notice how certain things, ideas, people and experiences begin to shape the way you think, feel and even act. It's almost like the world around you is speaking to you in ways you can't always see. Some of those voices are gentle, inviting you to look deeper. Some voices are louder, trying to pull you in, to steer you in a direction, making it feel like it's exactly where you're supposed to go. But as you explore this process, you'll discover there are patterns to this influence. You'll begin to realize how easily people, without even being aware, can be influenced by what they see, hear and feel. Now imagine for a moment, you have the ability to step back, to see beyond the surface, beyond the obvious, and recognize how these influences work. It's not about being defensive or closed off, but about opening yourself up to understanding how, over time, your beliefs, your thoughts and your decisions, they may have been shaped by invisible forces, and just as easily, with awareness, you can begin to reclaim your power, to make your own choices with clarity. Because as you allow yourself to notice this, something magical happens. Your awareness grows. Your awareness becomes the key to unlocking the patterns of influence that may have once had power over you. And isn't it fascinating to know that once you see something for what it is, it no longer holds the same power over you? Just like when you discover how a magician's tricks work, and suddenly the trick is no longer magical, is it? And yet that doesn't take away from the beauty of what you've learned. It actually enhances your appreciation. Now as you reflect, notice there's no judgment here. There's no right or wrong. There's simply awareness. Awareness of the fact that you, like everyone else, have beliefs. And sometimes those beliefs, they're so deeply ingrained, it feels like they're a part of who you are. But notice, they're not you. They're just beliefs. They come and go. And as you explore the power of your mind, you'll realize how fluid they can be. You can change them. You can choose to see things differently. And this, of course, leads us to something important. The idea that beliefs are malleable. Like clay in your hands. They can be shaped, sculpted, and reformed in ways that serve your highest good. And in this moment, you might already begin to notice a shift in your thinking, as new possibilities emerge. As you listen, your mind begins to open, and the process begins. You're learning to recognize the subtle, yet powerful influence of others. And you're also learning the most important thing of all, the ability to shift your own mind. What if you could have the ability to walk into any situation, any conversation, and feel completely in control of your thoughts? What if you could hear a message, feel a pull, and be able to pause for a moment, to check, to question, and choose whether you allow that influence to affect you or not? Imagine the freedom in that. How much more confident you'd feel in your decision. How much more clear would you become on your own path. Now it's not about denying that these influences exist. They do. They're all around us. But you can recognize them. You can understand the patterns, the subtle cues that give them away. Like when you notice someone's eyes darting, or a pause in their voice. Just little things that give them away. And once you notice those cues, it becomes easier to decide whether or not you want to be affected by them. You can choose. Because here's the beauty. As you become more aware of the ways influence works, you can use these same patterns for your own growth. You can learn to influence yourself in positive, empowering ways. Imagine if you could reframe a challenge, shift your mindset, and allow yourself to approach anything with a sense of calm, clarity, and focus. With every step, with every choice, you'd grow stronger, more resilient. And it's important to realize There's no judgments in this process, no good or bad. Influence is neutral. It's how it's used that matters. Some influences may encourage you to feel smaller, weaker, more dependent. Others may empower you, help you to see your own potential, and encourage you to grow. And in understanding the dynamic of influence, you also begin to realize you have the power to choose how to allow influence to affect you. You begin to notice, naturally, as you become more aware of these principles, you can also start using them to empower yourself. You can start to question things like, why do I believe this? Is this belief serving me? Is this belief truly mine? And with each question, you might discover a deeper truth, a new perspective that leaves you stronger, more empowered than before. You see, as you grow in this awareness, you begin to break free from the automatic, unconscious influence of others. You're gaining access to your own power, your own sense of self. And that is truly the most exciting part of this journey. Just notice how good it feels to know. This kind of awareness is always available to you. And with each moment, you can choose to step further into your own strength and embrace the world with a fresh perspective. The more you practice, the more natural it becomes. And with this kind of clarity, you find the things which once held power over you, be it the media, societal pressure, even the influence of other people, they become less and less significant. And just like that, as you embrace this new awareness, you also become someone who can recognize the patterns of influence. And in doing so, you're now free. You're free to move, act, and decide, and to create the life you truly desire. And that, my friend, is a beautiful place